Big win tonight from the Windy City as Minnesota takes on Chicago. No, definitely not talking about the football game happening at 7:30. Talking about the game leading into the football game at 7:30. The Minnesota Wild at Chicago Blackhawks. Quick hitter, check out zonecoverage.com if you are looking for some pregame Vikings Bears material. A lot of stuff there for you to digest. But just to break down Minnesota Wild at Chicago Blackhawks here very quickly, the Chicago Blackhawks they are a hot mess to say the least here. They've lost 9 out of 10 games coming into this, and since Joe Quenneville was fired, I think the Blackhawks have won just that one game out of 5 or 6 attempts under their new head coach Jeremy Coalition. I think that's how you pronounce it right. They are struggling to score goals. Besides Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, Alex DeBrincat, the only other Blackhawk who has more than 2 goals this season is Brandon Saad with 5. Special teams is atrocious. The Blackhawks have the 30th ranked power play in the league, 25th ranked penalty kill. Just not very good. And they were without Corey Crawford for a little bit of time here to start the season. He looks like he's starting to get his mojo back, and we remember Corey Crawford, a good goaltender in his career against the Wild, .924 save percentage. If it's Cam Ward starting for the Blackhawks here tonight, he's got a .898 save percentage in his career against the Wild. So you got to think Crawford will get the nod, but we haven't found that out yet, so we will see. And as I said, for the Blackhawks, really it's shutting down Kane, Toews, and DeBrincat. Kane and Toews each have more than 40 points in their career against the Minnesota Wild. And then we have Alex DeBrincat, who had 3 points in the first meeting between the two teams this season. He's having a standout year, but really the key is to shut them down, and you got to take your chances in this one. Minnesota is 4-0-0 in the second game of back-to-backs this season, with Alex Stalock, who is tonight's starting goaltender, starting 3 of those 4 games, and he has done very well in that stretch. Save percentage up over 910, I believe, in that territory. He's done, I doesn't say he's great, but he's done essentially what Minnesota has needed of him in those games. For the Wild, players to watch, Matt Dumba's on a 3-game goal streak. Absolutely had a blast Saturday night against Buffalo that beat Linus Ullmark before he even had a chance to move his club. Matt Dumba just really feeling it here to start the season. I think he's second in the league in goals by a defenseman, so that's definitely something to keep your eye on. Congratulations to Zach Parise last night, who scored his 341st career goal, making him the all-time leader in the history of the NHL for goals by a Minnesota-born player. He has points in 16 of his last 17 games, just playing phenomenal. Thing I'm looking for Minnesota tonight, too, is Joel Eriksson Ek is going to draw back in for Matt Hendricks. We'll be really curious to see how he responds after essentially getting called out by Bruce Boudreau for his lack of good play here as of late. And, it'll be really interesting to see how he can respond against a less than stellar Chicago Blackhawks team here. And so maybe look for him to factor in on the score sheet a little bit as well here tonight. So that really is all we have for the game preview here. Stay tuned for a new recording of the Giles and the Goalie podcast coming early in the week, and then we will try to get to a recap of Sunday night's game between the Wild and Blackhawks as well. And again, check out zonecoverage.com if you've made it this far for all your Vikings Bears content, as there's a much bigger matchup there in the Windy City. So we'll chat with you again later.